Hello, Mr. Prime Minister. As you asked, I have analyzed India's population and I have noticed some serious issues. In this presentation, I shall be bringing you up to speed with my research and shall be proposing some long-term solutions. I would like to start with some statistics. To the, According to the World Bank, the crude birth rate of India, which is births per thousand inhabitants, is steadily decreasing. Today, the crude birth rate is about 17. According to Gapminder, the crude death rate of India, which is deaths per thousand inhabitants, has decreased dramatically. Today, the crude death rate is about 7.3. According to Gapminder, the life expectancy of India is about 70 years, 2.6 years lower than the world life expectancy. We must improve this number. According to Gapminder, the fertility rate of India has decreased dramatically and is now a healthy amount. This is very good. According to the World Bank, India's infant mortality rate is falling rapidly due to a richer population and a better healthcare system. According to populationpyramids.net, as you can see, in 1960, the majority of India's citizens were 0 to 4 years old, as women literacy was very low and they were having many children, as only a few would survive into adulthood. India was an extremely poor country with a bad medical system. Because of this, the life expectancy was only 41.2 and not many people crossed the age of 60, which explains a low number of people in the 60 plus categories. According to populationpyramids.net, in 2020, more women are being educated and the fertility rate is also falling. The child mortality rate is also falling and the life expectancy has increased to 70 years. This explains the increased number of senior citizens. The majority of the population is between 14 and 65. According to populationpyramids.net, in 2060, the majority of the population is in the 50 plus category and the fertility rate has become 1.2 births a woman. According to the Times of India, this is because of women empowerment. The life expectancy is 82 years, which means the people are living longer due to a richer population and a good healthcare system. Although majority of the population is between 14 and 64, soon they will move into the upper categories, and due to the low fertility rate, their dependency ratio will be very high, and the country will be heading towards a population crisis. The main problems and their solutions. Here is the problem. According to Dr. Ashwini Berry, the economy of India is based inside the three economic corridors of India. These economic corridors contain everything from smart cities to the ports of India, which is why the states inside the economic corridors are extremely prosperous. The Human Development Index, the measure of a place's development, which takes into account all the human factors, is in the extremely high category 0.8 and up. According to the United Nations. In contrast, the states outside the economic corridors like Madhya Pradesh and Meghalaya score extremely low in the Human Development Index. To escape the harsh conditions, the residents of the states outside the economic corridors come into the states inside the economic corridors for better quality of lives and other human factors. This explains why the states outside the economic corridors have such low population densities compared to those inside. To sum this up, population distribution is based on human factors. It's one of the biggest issues our country is facing. Yale University, in 2018, the government spent $1.4 trillion US on the economic corridors. These economic corridors contain futuristic building areas, a well-maintained and efficient public transportation system, and world-class schools and education and hospitals. Due to the excellent infrastructure and entrepreneurial opportunities, our economic corridors are like magnets of foreign investment. Increased foreign investment is the reason why our economy has grown so much. It is clear that more Indian citizens are moving into cities that come inside the economic corridors. Thus, to distribute the population evenly, we need to create more economic corridors that go through more states. In order to do this, we need to spend $2 trillion on maintaining our current economic corridors and making new ones. After the new economic corridors are developed, foreign investment in India will skyrocket, helping the Indian economy grow at a faster pace. After this happens, Indian citizens will not move to the cities for better opportunities, as better opportunities will move to them, thus evenly distributing the population. According to Statista, our population is set to reach a pinnacle of about 1.7 billion by the year 2050. A population this large will be very difficult to sustain. According to the World Bank, we will face food, water, and other shortages, and by the 2050, our fertility rate will fall to 1.3 babies per woman. Due to which we will finish the 21st century with a population of 1.09 billion people. If we lose 600 million people in 50 years, then our economy will crash as there will be a severe shortage of purchasers and people of working age. The population from skyrocketing to unsustainable amounts and then plummeting, we must push the country's population into a gradual decline. We need to reduce the fertility rate from 2.1 in 2021 to 1.5 births by the next 7 years. Because the fertility rate is below the replacement rate, our population will stop increasing and peak at a maximum of 1.5 billion people by the 2050. Then, in order to prevent a drastic decline, we increase the fertility rate to 1.8 children per woman. By 2100, we should have a population of about 1.2 billion people and declining. This is a sustainable population, so we increase the birth rate to 2 children per woman. In order to be able to control the population, we could impose a tax system on the amount of children per woman. Before the first child is born, the woman must pay the government 2 USD. For the second child, the woman must pay the government 25 USD. For the third child and above, the woman must pay the government 200 USD. In case of miscarriage or infant death, the funds will be returned and the child will not count. The government can manipulate the system in order to control the fertility rate. The funds from the birth tax can be used by the government to improve the healthcare system, thus improving the life expectancy and the infant mortality rate. Thank you for your time and attention. Here are my ML citations, and this is my research document.